Chapter 21. The place thus founded by Brahma was called Haroyo, and his people, at this time, extended in 7 cities and 30 villages, and possessed all the country of Rome, which had been uninhabited hundreds of years. And the Vedans cultivated the lands, living on fruits, roots, and on bread made of wheat grown in the fields. But they ate neither fish nor flesh, nor anything that had breathed the breath of life. Brahma and his wife, Utiv, and his youngest son, Hog, departed from Haroyo, accompanied by 7 disciples, and went forth under the direction of the angels of Ormuzd, to preach and explain the Veda, carrying one book with them. And they went first to the northeast, through the kingdoms of Homsut, and Aliaud, and Zeth, and Walthicheri. Thence westerly to Hatakatra, where the tyrant, Asyavan, had built a temple of skulls, after the manner of the ancients. As he kept 6 dens of lions, for devouring his condemned slaves. So, because of oppression, the kingdom of Asi was profitable unto Ormuzd. From Hatakatra Brahma obtained 3,000 followers. And when Brahma had 7,000 followers, the angel of God directed him to the plains of Kbenduamati. And here he established his people, dividing them into families and villages, and appointing priests unto them. And Kbenduamati became known over all the world from that time after. After this the angel directed Brahma to go to the southwest, through the kingdoms of Hspor and Vateo, and Arama, and thence to Dasyama, to the city of Hdristi, where Ormuzd had a host of 1,000 already inspired to join Brahma. And now the angel directed Brahma to take his hosts to the mountains of Tikavaratavio, and establish them. The which he did. And behold, the time of Utiv and of Brahma was near an end, for they were grown quite old. The angel said to Brahma, Great hath been thy labor. Very great, Utivs. Where in all the world is such a woman? From the day thou first beheld her. For the glory of thy sons. And in her age to follow thee, walking so far. Behold, O Brahma, Utiv is weakening fast. Rise up and take her back to Haroyo. The mountains of Rome are calling her. And thy faithful son, Hog, strong and tall. Take him back with his mother. Haroyo is calling. Brahma went and looked at Utiv, and his soul spake within him, saying,
Or must have I not forgotten her, in thee, the mother of my gods? O her proud young soul, when first I saw her. Alas, I see, she is tottering and feeble.
Brahma went nearer to Utiv, and she spake to him, saying,
O Brahma, thou god of men, I know not if my eyes are turning dim. But oh, I have had so strange a sight. Even toward the high sun it was myself I saw, rising, going upward, the earth going downward. Then I called, O Ormuzd, not alone. Behold, my God is yonder. Let me back to Brahma. Then I thought the Creator brought me back and said, Go thou quickly, and see thy godly sons in Haroyo, for thy time hath come.
Brahma said,
My angel Seth, go now back to Haroyo, thy labor is nearly finished. For this reason I came to thee. It is well, therefore, for us that we return, taking Hog with us.
So Brahma, and Utiv, and Hog, with 5 remaining disciples, departed for Haroyo, which lay 3 days' journey for a man to walk, and they knew not how Utiv would go, for she was worn to the last step, and, above all, her shoes were worn out, and she had only pieces of cloth to her feet. And whilst they were deliberating, having only gone a short distance, Hog perceived, going in another direction, a score of soldiers, mounted on horses, and they were leading a number of spare horses with them. Then the soul of Hog spake within him, spake to himself, saying, Behold, my father hath made many converts in his day, made good men out of bad ones. And he hath ever refused money, and gifts, and presents. Now, wherever justice liveth I know not. But many of the rascals who became followers of my father were conscience-stricken with ill-gotten gains, and, finding that my father would not receive their stuff, they tried me, and behold, my pockets are full of gold and diamonds. In truth, it may have been a very devil prompted me. But I am supposed not to know the higher light but to know the lower. Of myself and for myself I want not these things. If they belonged almost, it followeth I should not keep them. Therefore, if I give of gold or diamonds to those soldiers, they will give me a horse for my angel mother to ride on. Who knoweth but by the way of those soldiers is the nearest road for this gold to find its way to almost. So Hog went away and purchased a horse, and brought it to his mother, saying, Behold, a man hath given thee a present in the name of Ormuzd, but forbiddeth thee to retain it save to ride to Haroyo, whither thou shalt sell it and give the money to the poor. Yusuf said,
A good man he was, and wise, for only on his own conditions could I have accepted the horse.
Accordingly, Yusuf was mounted on the horse, and they proceeded on their way, going slowly, for Brahma was also near the end. And after 7 days they arrived at Haroyo, where they were received by Brahma's sons, and by all the multitude of disciples. But owing to Yusuf's deep love for her sons, and being worn out with all, and having witnessed the glory of righteous works fulfilled through her husband and her sons, the strain was too much for her corporeal parts. And they brought straw and stretched her along, and a bundle of straw under her head. Then she spake, saying,
First to thee, O Ormuzd, my blessing, because thou createdst me alive, to enjoy thy glories. Next, O Brahma, my husband, my blessing on thee, God of men. Thou hast taught me the fullness of earth and heaven. O the glory of having been thy wife. Then she called Waish, and said, O my son, my firstborn, my blessing on thee. Because I have watched thee from the hour of conception, I have had the wisdom of creation demonstrated before me. O the joy, when first mine eyes beheld thee, I am going now, to prepare a place in heaven for thee.
And, after that, Yusuf blessed all her sons, and coming to Hog she said,
My blessing on thee, O my latest born, God of men. To all my other sons I have told my love, but to thee my soul so overfloweth, I am, as a dumb woman. Thou hast been a very God, in all thy ways, and believest not in Ormuzd, nor in heaven nor angels. For which reason I look upon thee as the highest of all creations. Thou art good for goodness' sake, wise for wisdom's sake, happy in finding a way to master all unhappiness.
And these were Yusuf's last words. She shut her eyes. She was dead. So they took her body, and robed it in white, and buried her in the forest of Rome.